Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Okay, so I decided right before I filmed this video that I am going to approach this with a different point of view today. I usually get on here and I'm like beating myself up and I'm like, you know what? Like I'm not doing very well and I haven't walked that much this week and I ordered food. I'm always like beating myself up, right? And then I read the comments and the comments are so encouraging. You guys are like, well, you've maintained. You haven't gained any weight back. You've continued to lose weight, and you're going to get this. Like, you're walking a little bit more now, or, people are sharing stories with me. Somebody shared a story with me. I can't remember if they shared it on this channel, if they shared it on my vlog, but they were like, I set a goal to lose weight. The first comment, somebody said something about they started the weight loss journey with me. I think there was two comments. One was like years ago when I said I wanted to do it, and somebody had said they lost like 60 or 100 pounds. The other person said that they had started their weight loss journey like the same time that I did, following along with me, and they had lost quite a bit of weight and kept it off, but it was a struggle for them at first, right? And then there are other people that are like, I've been doing this as long as you have, the same time as with you as your journey, and I haven't lost any weight, and I'm still struggling with it too. What I love about the conversation in the comment sections is the authenticity of sharing your stories, okay? And don't feel like you ever need to, but for those people out there that have, I just want to say, I really, really appreciate it. It is so encouraging to me. It is so helpful to me. I don't know, it feels magical. It doesn't feel like I'm alone on this journey at all, which I think is one thing that's different from the past. I have an accountability partner. I have people that I talk to in my life. My cousin Caroline is on Weight Watchers. We talk about it all the time and giving ourselves breaks or not being too tough on ourselves and things like that. And one of the things that my cousin says, and she says this a lot, and I think that this is my mindset. And this feeds into my body dysmorphia and my poor eating habits and my food addiction and things like that, is that I want immediate results. And somebody else commented on this in the last video, I think, as well. That as addicts and alcoholics, we want immediate results. We want to wake up tomorrow and be 20 pounds thinner, right? Well, when I was in my 20s, I'll be honest with you, I could run, I ran a lot in my 20s. And so I could run a couple miles and do that 2 or 3 days, drink a lot of water, watch what I was eating. And by the weekend, I, honest to God, could have lost 10 pounds. No, it was completely unhealthy. It was not healthy at all, right? And I was really not that heavy in my early 20s, and things like that. There were periods in my 20s where I was extremely healthy. There was a period in my 20s where I was running every day, and I was lifting weights 5 days a week, and I was eating extremely healthy. 3 times a day, I was eating it was before I was a vegetarian, and, I would get up in the morning, and I would eat, a small breakfast and coffee. A small breakfast was like a yogurt or something like that, or a protein shake, and then for lunch, I would have this is, like I said, before I was a vegetarian, and I would have a small can of tuna fish, not tuna salad, just tuna fish, with 2 saltine crackers and a sodium-free, V8, a small can. That was my lunch. For dinner, I would have 2 grilled pieces of chicken, and I would steam rice and fresh vegetables, and then I would eat that with a peanut butter. Then I would work out, and then after work, I would have a peanut butter sandwich and a protein shake. And that was what I would eat in a day, every single day. Maybe on a Saturday night, after I went out with my friends, we used to go to this place called Peppy Grill, and it was this, I don't even know if it's around anymore, but it was this diner in Fountain Square. And so after we would go out, we would go to Peppy Grill, and I would have an omelet with, hash browns covered in, and smothered with cheese and gravy and stuff like that. And that would be my only cheat meal of the whole week. It wasn't a cheat day. It was a cheat meal. And I would eat that. And then, I would go back to what I was doing, and I felt great. And so I've had these periods where I've done that. One of the things that my cousin Caroline says is that I'm not just doing this for the short term, I'm in this for the long haul, right? I'm trying to change my eating habits and stuff. I think I'm still under the mindset of gotta lose this weight, gotta lose this weight, gotta lose this weight, like this, right? And so anytime I get on the scale, and I will say this, I'm not getting on the scale as much as I used to. I think it helps me when I get on the scale more often. I think it does, but I fluctuate with fluids that I drink, whether that's coffee or water or whatever. I fluctuate so much throughout one day to the next that I'm trying not to do it as much, but I think it helps me more to weigh myself every day. I just haven't this week because by the time that I start filming videos and whatever, I don't go over there. Okay, so let's just get to the weight really quick. So last week, hold on a second, let me get to my scale. I think it was 207.8 last week. So last week I was 207.8, And this morning I weighed in at 207 point, God, I wish 201. I wish 201. 207.1. So I've lost 0.7 pounds, okay? Now, when I got off the scale, my immediate reaction was like this. That's it? Like, I've worked so hard this week. Well, I have and I haven't, okay? I think there was 2 nights that we ordered food. One night, I actually was on my vlog. I was like, listen, I'm ordering food. I'm watching some TV tonight. We ordered Cheesecake Factory. One other night, I ordered piata, and I only ate, like, half of it. And it was, like, half pasta, half of a sandwich, and that was, like, what I ate. And really wasn't, that bad. So I got off the scale, and I was like... But in all honesty, like, even if I maintained, I'm back to where I was when we got back from Mexico. That, for me, is a huge achievement, okay? And I was looking at this the other day, and I was thinking about it, because I was like, I'm, like, beating myself up so hard about this, when literally, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was like over 265 pounds. And yeah, true, I lost the weight after the accident, because after the accident, I wasn't like eating, but I wasn't mobile. I was literally sitting in a chair on my front porch every single day in a back brace. I lost weight because every single day my husband would make for me tomato soup, and he would make me 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, and I would eat 1 grilled cheese sandwich, and I was eating 1 grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup in like a little container like that every single day. That was all I was eating. That's why I lost the weight. I don't, like, people are like, oh, well, you lost the weight because of the accident. It wasn't like, it was a direct result of that. It was because I was sitting on the front porch. I wasn't eating. I had no desire to eat. I was just like so filled with guilt and remorse. I was like in a period of depression. I was so like, I couldn't even function. I wasn't eating. I didn't want to eat. I couldn't even think about it. That's why I lost the weight, right? But was I working towards it? No, I wasn't working towards it. Then I got down to like 230 or something like that. So I lost like 35 pounds, literally in like 2 months. Last year, when I had pancreatitis and they changed my medicine, the medicine that I was on before for epilepsy, which was Depakote, makes you extremely aggressively hungry. It has for years. But I always said, and I've said this on many videos, that even at the times that, I've been on it for so long, that even at the times I was in my best health and my best body, that I was the proudest of, I had been on Depakote. Well, they switched me to Keppra, okay, because they found out that the Depakote was what was causing the pancreatitis. It was a side effect of the pancreatitis. So they took me off of it and they put me on Keppra, okay? Well, Keppra is something that is a drug that does the opposite. It helps you lose weight. And so it did. And I think it got me down to like 215. I lost like 15 pounds, but then it kind of plateaued out. Then I had to really kind of like start really like looking at what I was eating and things like that, right? So I'm at the point now where I realize I have a lot of work I need to do, and I need to do it. But every week I have maintained or lost a little bit of weight. And for me, I am not going to dog that. That is a huge success. I am very, very proud of that, okay? For years and years and years, going to the scale on a daily basis and being like, oh, 243. And then being like, okay, tonight I'm just going to eat like half of what I eat. And then at 2 o'clock in the morning, getting so hungry that I'm like going through the closet and I'm sure some of you out there have done this, weird shit with whatever's left in the pantry, okay? Mixing cottage cheese with spaghetti because, I don't know, those are the only 2 things we have in the house and I can't order anything at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm making weird stuff, peanut butter and whatever we got in the house we don't even have like saltines or bread, so I'm putting it on a Pringle or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird, because I'm craving food at 2 o'clock in the morning. And then the next day I get up and I'm like, I was 243 the day before and beat myself. And the next day I wake up and I'm 246. I'm like, what the hell? It's because you ate all that crap last night. And the next day I wake up and, I like starve myself for a day, which is not healthy. I'm not talking about a fast. I'm talking about starving myself. And the next day I wake, and I know people are like, what's the difference? I think that starving yourself is like intentionally trying to lose weight. Fasting, I think, is an intentional like body, mind, and clearing of everything, a fast of a certain amount of time. Not just like, I'm going to lose weight for this wedding that I have to go to this weekend or this party so I look great in this outfit. Like, that to me is starving, and that's not healthy at all, right? And I did all this weird stuff, and I did all this unhealthy stuff. I'm very conscious of all of my choices today. That is one thing that has changed in the last 16 weeks. I'm extremely conscious of every time that I eat and what I'm eating. I wouldn't say that I'm like hyper-focused on it, but I'm conscious of the choices I'm making. I'm conscious of stopping eating when I'm full. I'm conscious of how much water I'm drinking during the day, I'm conscious of when I walk and when I don't walk. I'm conscious of just how I feel and how my body feels and things like that, you know? And that's a huge change from where I was 16 months or 16 weeks ago. I wasn't even thinking about this stuff on a regular basis. I could give a shit. I know I'm cussing a lot in this video, but I think it's because I feel kind of free. I feel like I was beating myself up so bad. I'm not beating myself up anymore. I'm proud of this. I lost 7 pounds this week, and not only did I maintain, but I lost almost a pound. You know, when they say that the healthy way to lose weight is between a pound or 2 a week, and I did that. You know, 2 they say is aggressive, and I lost 0.7 pounds. I'm done getting on here and feeling bad because I'm not losing 6 pounds in a week. That's probably just not my body makeup anymore. That's just not realistic. But if, like Caroline and a lot of you out there, I stay in it for the long haul. And like somebody said this, and this was so encouraging to me. They said, if you continue, they said this like 2 videos ago. I don't know who you are, but however you said it, it meant the world to me. You said, maybe you're not losing 3 pounds a week, but if you continue to lose or maintain over the course of a year, you will be at your goal. And I was like, oh my God, she's so right, right? Like, maybe I don't do everything perfect in a week, but if I continue to do what I'm doing now, and this is the difference, I will tell you, I have been on every diet that is out there, every fad diet, okay? And yes, they work for a period of time, but there's no longevity to them because it's so hard to stay on them for a long period of time. Every person that I know that's on keto or whatever is like, you know, even Caroline on Weight Watchers, she's like, well, I'm not doing Weight Watchers today, you know, and whatever. And I'm not talking about cheat days and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not saying that keto's bad or whatever. I've got a lot of good friends of mine that do keto that have lost a lot of weight, right? But for me, it's about, I know what works for me, okay? I don't know what works for other people. What works for, if keto works for you, if Atkins works for you, if Weight Watchers works for you, if a healthy lifestyle, if eating less and moving more works for you, do whatever works for you. I don't judge anybody in their journey, okay? Whatever they do, that's what they have to do. But for me, I think that I have to stop beating myself up and realize realistic expectations, and that I'm in it for the long haul. And what works for me this time, because I can remember every time, like even when I was working out, you know, running every day of the week, lifting weights 5 days a week, eating like that, it felt so, like I felt great, but I felt so restricted. I felt like for a year or 2, I was like in training mode, right? It was really not a fun way to live. Even though physically I felt great, it wasn't like mentally and emotionally fun. I was like obsessive about it. And you know, as an addict, that's something I have to kind of check. As an addict in recovery, I don't want to be like that. I would say that now, with maintaining and losing a little bit of weight every week, I'm not obsessive about it anymore. You know, I'm not hyper-focused on it. I think about it. I am aware of what I'm eating. I'm aware of stopping when I'm full. I'm aware of like, oh, you need to drink a little bit more water today. Or, hey, maybe you need to push yourself and walk a little bit more, but I'm not hyper-focused on it. Now, if I get on here next week and I've lost 4 pounds, you better bet your ass I'll be really happy. And if I've gained 4 pounds, I'll probably be very sad. But today, I'm very, very excited. I've lost 0.7 pounds, and the maintaining for me is like huge. Because for years I couldn't do that. It was just 2 pounds, 2 pounds, 2 pounds, 2 pounds, until all those 2 pounds added up, and I, you know, was 268 pounds or 265 pounds. At one point I was like over that, you know? So anyway, that's where I'm at this week. I feel like this week was a great success, for me at least. So anyway, I hope that you're doing well if you're on the journey with me. We can do it together, okay? And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.